One day, Diesel 10 was in a particularly annoying mood. First, he got Toby. Unfortunately, Toby was carrying fireworks. Then he got Thomas, who was carrying jam. As soon as Thomas saw the tree, he braked hard, which sent the jam flying. He was covered in jam. Then Diesel got Billy and his chickens. Oh dear. Finally, he got Percy. What Diesel 10 didn't realise though, was that a rock had fallen onto the track. The rock broke Diesel 10's brakes. So he drove straight off the track. He really was in trouble now. Sir Topham Hatt soon arrived. "You've been a very naughty engine, haven't you?" he said. "Yes," Diesel sulked. "I'm sorry." "Okay," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We'll get you fixed." So he called the digging rigs. Chip cut the rocks around Diesel. Philip scooped them up. And Chuck carried them off. Victor then brought Rocky, and they pulled Diesel back onto the track. Diesel was then put on a truck and carried off to get fixed. So Diesel 10 learnt his lesson. Well, we hope so anyway.
Thomas had fetched some very smelly fish from the docks and needed to get back quickly. A cow was blocking the line. Oh, no! Can you please move? Said Thomas. That was exactly the wrong thing to say to the cow, who wasn't going to move. I need to get this fish out of the sun, he said to the cow. Thomas backed up and steamed towards the cow again. No luck. Then Thomas had an idea. He backed up and went the long way round. Oh, please let me by, said Thomas. The fish were warming up and getting even more smelly. Yuck! He realised that the cow had moved and he went back. The cow had moved as well. This could take all day, thought Thomas, and all the time the fish were warming up and becoming even more smelly. Yuck! In the Paw Patrol lookout, Ryder had seen the problem. Super Pup Rubble, this is a job for your new crane. Rubble got into his bulldozer with crane attachment and off he went. Super Pup to the rescue! Rubble got his crane into position. I'll soon have this cow out of the way for you, said Rubble, and he tied a lifting harness around the cow. He started lifting, but oh no! The cow was too heavy and his bulldozer tipped up. Looks like Super Pup is in trouble, said Ryder. I'll go, said Rocky. I'm good with cows. OK then, said Ryder. Chase, can you take Rocky? What's that smell? Said Rocky. Oh, it's the smelly fish, said Thomas. Rocky asked Thomas to back away. He then started talking to the cow. Come on, follow me, said Rocky. And the cow moved off the track. Thomas saw his chance and moved the smelly fish past the cow. You see, said Rocky to Chase, she just needed to be talked to nicely. Rocky now seemed to have a new best friend. He led the cow back to her enclosure and stayed with her to settle her back in, while Chase and Super Pup Rubble left for the lookout.
Percy was very excited. Sir Topham Hatt had asked for him specifically to do an important job. "Hello, sir," said Percy. "Hello, Percy. I think that Maithwaite needs repainting. Please would you deliver these trucks of paint? Of course I can, said Percy, and he happily steamed off. He reversed into the trucks, and his driver coupled him up. He was about to leave when... Oh no, the coupling broke, said Percy. But he had an idea. He could push them instead. This was going really well. The only problem was that he couldn't see where he was going, and he was heading towards the track crossing. Unfortunately, so was Thomas. But it was too late. Percy slowly opened his eyes. Hey, I didn't get a single drop of paint on me, he said. But the same couldn't be said about Thomas. Ah, look at me, cried Thomas. I'm so sorry, Thomas, apologised Percy. Replied Thomas, and he reversed off. Percy felt really bad about this. The worst part was that he had to go and pick up Annie and Clarabelle now to start his job for the day. And he had to do it covered in paint. And everywhere he went, people were laughing at him. Haha, what's wrong with you, Thomas? Joked James. Even the trucks laughed at him. This didn't make Thomas feel any better. At the end of the day, Thomas ran into Percy. Thomas, when you're done, meet me over here. I have a surprise for you. Okay, sighed Thomas, and he went off to finish his job. He's gonna love this, thought Percy. Soon, Thomas returned, and he couldn't believe his eyes. Surprise! Hi, Thomas. I explained what happened this morning, and Chase, Peppa, and Bob... King Bob wanted to help you clean up. So they filled a truck with soapy water, grabbed a cloth and started cleaning. Thomas looked good as new in no time. Thank you everyone, he said. I'm really sorry about this morning, said Percy. Oh, don't worry about it, replied Thomas. Accidents happen.
We need more rocks, said the worker to Sir Topham Hatt. The ground is too soft for the track. Well, the rockfall at the open quarry has now been cleared, so I will get the engines to fetch some, said Sir Topham Hatt. They were building a new siding at Maithwaite Station. Right, engines, the open quarry track has now been cleared, and although it might not look it, it has been declared safe. James, can you get some rocks and bring them to Maithwaite? Said Sir Topham Hatt. Yes, sir, said James, and he left straight away. James liked the track to the open quarry because it passed over the beach. He stopped. This track doesn't look safe, thought James, but I guess it's been tested. He went for it. Wow, that was actually good fun, thought James. He turned in the turning circle and stopped to get loaded with rocks by Jack. That's enough, said Jack, and off went James. When he got to Maithwaite, the rocks were unloaded, and off he went for more. And so it continued. This is rather tiring, thought James. So Topham Hatt asked Percy to take over from James. Is it safe, James? Asked Percy. It's fun, said James, and off Percy went. This is nice, said Percy. He stopped again, just before going into the quarry. This really doesn't look safe, thought Percy. But he went for it. Unfortunately, he derailed. What he didn't know was that James had caused a little rock slide when he last left the quarry, and he derailed on those rocks. Jack came up from the quarry and told Percy that Chomper was on his way. Chomper arrived and, being so big and strong, quickly put Percy back on the rails. Thanks, Chomper, said Percy, and Chomper left. Percy continued. He got his rocks and made it out of the quarry safely. The siding was quickly finished. Sir Topham Hatt thanked the engines and Thomas tried the siding out. Thank you for watching our story, which featured the Hazard Tracks expansion pack. As the engines pass over the rather bumpy track, they knock the warning signs over. The track can be attached to any Trackmaster track, and it's fun to watch the engines snake their way through it. It was early in the morning on Sodor, and the engines were getting ready for their day's duties. Percy stopped to the coal loader to get his supply of coal for the day, and left. Thomas, however, didn't stop for coal. He just went straight on. But he was being watched. Tom Moss the Prank Engine, the naughtiest engine on Sodor, was watching from his tunnel and had noticed that Thomas never actually used the coal loader. Where does he get his coal from, thought Tom Moss, and he decided to follow Thomas. Now up ahead was an old quarry. It wasn't the narrow gauge Blue Mountain quarry, but an old standard gauge one. Now only Thomas knew that the coal loader here had some really good quality coal in it that made Thomas feel good. He got his coal, but Tom Moss had now discovered his secret. So this is where he comes, Tom Moss thought to himself. Thomas started his day's duties, and Tom Moss slipped back into his tunnel to think up some mischief. The next day, Thomas went to the coal loader in the quarry again. Oh, that's bad news. Tom Moss's tunnel's empty. Thomas turned into the coal loader. Disaster! Rocks fell all over him. Somebody had replaced a lot of the coal with rocks. Thomas was stuck. He was going nowhere. And now Tom Moss was coming to see how his prank had turned out. He laughed and left. Percy was looking for Thomas everywhere. Eventually, he went to the quarry entrance. He heard Thomas's whistle. "There you are, Thomas," said Percy. "I've been looking everywhere." "Oh dear, I think you need some help." He steamed off backwards. Shortly afterwards, Digging Rig Sam arrived. "Oh dear, Thomas." "Don't worry, I'll get you out." And he started scooping the rocks out of the way. In no time at all, Thomas was free. He thanked Sam, and Sam left. Thomas left the quarry without any coal, but quickly made it to the regular coal loader and filled up. Percy was waiting for Thomas as he pulled up. "Thank you for getting me help, Percy. That was very kind. I won't get any more coal from the quarry." They both steamed off. But then Thomas saw Tom Moss in his tunnel. "You," he said. Tom Moss realised he'd been seen and made a run for it. Thomas chased, but Tom Moss had disappeared. One day, he said. Thanks for watching our story, which used the Trackmaster Busy Quarry set. Every time Thomas goes through the coal loader or quarry loader, the coal in his truck flips from empty to full and full to empty, which worked well every time.
It was a really sunny day. In fact, it was a little bit too sunny. The sun was so strong, it caused a big problem.
Oh, fire, fire, fire.
Belle and Flynn were quickly called and they went off to deal with it. Belle aimed her water jets at the fire, but it was no good. The fire was just too strong. "We need more help," said Belle. "Okay, you stay here and I'll get some help," said Flynn, and off he went. Harold was called to assess the situation. "I'll call Dusty. He can drop water onto the fire," he decided. So Flynn returned, shortly followed by Dusty. "I can fly over and drop water on the fire," he explained. "Okay, good luck," said Belle, and off he went. "That went well," said Belle. "Do it again." So he did. The fire went out. "Well done," said Belle. "Yes, very good job," agreed Flynn. "Thanks," said Dusty, "but we need to tidy up the burnt trees." So Blackout and Avalanche arrived to do just that. Blackout cut the tree down, and Avalanche cleared it away and planted a new tree. The place looked even better than before. So Blade Ranger, Windlifter, Lil Dipper and Pulaski arrived to congratulate Flynn, Belle and Dusty. "Well done guys," said Blade Ranger. "Yes, very good job," agreed Windlifter. So everyone was safe and everything went back to normal. Hi, I'm Dave and thanks for watching my story, which featured the plane's Piston Peak air attack set. Put Dusty in the position at the bottom of the hill and pull the handle down. When Dusty returns, he falls into place, ready for the next launch. The set comes with 3 fire targets, which Dusty can knock down on his journey.
Peppa Pig and her friends were on a school outing. They were visiting the Sodor Search and Rescue Centre, and Belle, the firefighting tank engine, was telling Madame Gazelle, Peppa's teacher, and her class all about the work of the rescue centre. Belle explained that she gets to fires by using the railway tracks, but that they also have a big red fire engine that uses the roads. A fireman then arrived with the red fire engine for the class to look at. They all gathered round and looked at the fire hoses and other rescue tools. "Right," said Madame Gazelle, "I need a volunteer to do something very special." Peppa immediately volunteered. "OK, Peppa, I'll choose you." Just then they heard a loud siren. "Oh, is that my surprise?" said Peppa. "No," said Belle, "that means that someone is in trouble and I've got to go and rescue them." "Can we come?" said the class. "No, it's too dangerous for you, I'm afraid. You stay here." With that, Belle rushed off on the rails. She followed Flynn to a fire on the other side of the island. Peppa had to get changed and came back with a yellow fire coat. "Where's your safety helmet, Peppa?" She had forgotten it, but fetched it quickly. "Right, hop inside," said the fireman, "and we're going on a practice rescue. We'll see you all in a minute." The engine left with Peppa inside for a short journey. In the meantime, Belle and Flynn had arrived at their real fire. At the rescue centre, Peppa and the fire engine met Madame Gazelle and the class at a tree where a toy cat was stuck up at the top. The fire engine reversed up to the tree. Peppa was now going to rescue the cat. She climbed out of the cab, got onto the roof and swung the ladder into position. She then climbed up the ladder and rescued the toy Hello Kitty. All the class cheered. Meanwhile, back at the real fire, Belle and Flynn put the flames out to a round of applause from the assembled crowd and were getting ready to return. Back at the centre, Peppa was once again on the ground, showing the class the rescued Hello Kitty. Everyone agreed that it had been a fabulous school outing and that they had learned a lot about rescues. Thomas was on his way to see the Minion scientists, who had a new jet engine for him to try out. Thomas remembered their first engine. It went so fast, he ended up in the sea. But he really wanted to go faster than Gordon, so he was ready to try again. When he arrived, the Minion scientist showed Thomas the new jet. It looked like the old one, but smaller. Thomas was pleased, and they attached it to him ready for testing. Remembering last time, Thomas had brought along a flying hat and goggles for protection.
Ready? Go! 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 Go!
Thomas started, but didn't feel like he was going any faster than usual. Said the Minions. Then all of a sudden, the jet started. Thomas was going faster and faster and faster. "It works well," said Thomas. "Now, How do I turn it off?
Uh-oh.
The minions had forgotten an off switch.
Idea.
The points were changed and Thomas was heading for the engine shed.
Oh.
Well, that's one way to stop. The shed collapsed, but Thomas seemed okay with his flying hat on. The jet had turned itself off. Gordon happened to be passing and stopped. "Oh dear, Thomas, speed doesn't suit you. Leave that to me." And off he went. Digging Rig's chomper arrived and started moving the collapsed shed. Thomas easily got back on the track on his own. He thanked Chomper and took his flying hat and goggles off. Everyone agreed some changes were needed to the Mark II jet engine. Thanks for watching our story featuring the Trackmaster Thomas and the Jet Engine special. Thomas comes with a removable flying hat and goggles. He has special marks all over him and is pulling the jet engine car and one other with a removable cargo. The jet doesn't have an engine and is just pulled by Thomas. We just increased the speed of the video to make it look like he was going faster.
Batman and Catwoman were looking at the Batcave screen when they saw the Joker, who had captured a Play-Doh blob. Batman got onto Thomas and raced off. Batman sneaked up behind the Joker and hit him on the head with the mallet. He then brought the Play-Doh blob back to the Batcave. I can hear something inside, said Batman. I'd better open it. It's Olaf from Frozen. Oh no, the penguin's caught another Play-Doh blob. You'd better go and get it, said Catwoman. I've got an idea how to catch him, said Batman. Batman went to his cupboard and pulled out a net. Batman took the net and threw it over the penguin. Caught you, he said to the penguin. He then brought the Play-Doh blob back to the Batcave. It's Rex from Toy Story. I can see another Play-Doh blob. It's with the Riddler, said Catwoman. Batman hopped onto Thomas and went off. Batman blocked the Riddler's swing and punched the Riddler in the face. The Play-Doh blob was then brought back to the Batcave. The Play-Doh blob was opened to find Smurfette inside. Batman, Harley Quinn has captured another Play-Doh blob. I'm tired, said Batman. Can you get the last Play-Doh blob, Catwoman? Catwoman clambered onto her motorbike and raced off. Catwoman pushed Harley Quinn into the water and took the Play-Doh blob. That's not the way back to the Batcave. She's trying to steal the Play-Doh blob, said Batman. I've got to stop her. Batman climbed onto Thomas and steamed away. This rope should stop her, said Batman. Catwoman, not noticing the rope, drove straight into it, crashing onto the ground. Batman then took the Play-Doh blob and brought it back to the Batcave. It's Sully from Monsters Inc. I can't believe that Catwoman betrayed me, but at least you're all safe now.